Greetings and salutations to all my devoted fans. I don't remember what the heck we're doing. Last time I cleaned out the switchboard, and I'm pretty sure I started on something else, but, you know, I don't remember. Maybe doing more railroad stuff? We'll see. That's what I was doing. Let's go meet Mr. Pickman.
You think we're gonna catch this Pickman psycho?
Slippery bastard got away before. But Slab won't leave a man breathing after he's hunted our crew.
I heard Pickman skinned Roy alive after he snatched him. Let the rats get at him. Gives me the creeps just thinking about it.
No joke. The faster we clip this asshole, the better. Always feels like something's...
What the... What? No!
That worked rather well. Oops.
Here I was wanting to spend the day reading Proust, and you had to ruin it.
I think I'm gonna have to get rid of you, Deacon. I don't know how you'll feel about rescuing Pickman. Just waiting for them to lose me. Such language, young man. Hi, pretty lady.
No sign of him now.
I don't like it.
Come on, it's over.
How are you doing?
You can relax.
I'll fucking relax when I'm ready to fucking relax. Got it?
Did you, follow my advice and try and get her to go back to bed?
That's why I'm still alive. And since I gotta rely on your sorry ass to watch my back, that's why I'm trying to keep you alive too. Now shut up.
Or did you just keep doing what you were doing? Okay, Deacon. I don't think you'll like saving
That's
Pickman.
me. What's up?
So I'm gonna send you away.
I think we ought to part ways.
Been nice traveling with you. I'm sure I'll see you again. I'm like a bad penny. I'll keep turning up.
Alright, I probably would have given up after an hour or so, too. I'm sorry. Probably had to just do it right when she got up and missed your window.
That's it.
I bet she's sleeping a lot for Grandma.
Remind me to show you a couple places.
This is...
I usually give her about 10 minutes before I give up on that particular methodology. How's work treating you? Is that at least not too bad?
What the hell was that?
Lock's really strong.
Damn, really strong locks.
You guys got me stirred up over nothing.
Mina did? Well, she might be constipated again.
Did you hear that?
I must have a concussion. I'm fucking seeing things.
Maybe we should give her some painkillers tonight, because remember, I think she's going through a growth spurt too. I figure you're exhausted. I'd be exhausted.
At least it sure as hell looks that way.
I'm sorry.
Whoa, shut the fuck up a second. I hear something.
Getting shook up over nothing.
Nothing there now.
Man, these raiders are jumpy.
Shh. You hear that?
I don't see any place where they can see me
Sure
from
you
the
saw
top.
something?
Let's go see what Hancock has to say about Pikmin. I've never done that before.
I swear I must be going crazy.
Oh, you're crazy. That's what the voices tell me.
Pack it in, boys. There's nothing out there.
Someone there?
Ain't nobody here but us raider murderers.
You're getting paranoid. There ain't nothing here.
Yeah. She's been wanting to sleep in more and more, hasn't she? Well, once I retire, because that's totally gonna happen. Sorry, I can't help you there.
Vault suit, huh? Classy. Hey, you heard of University Point? No? Ain't surprising. The Institute wiped the place off the map. What you admiring? The clothes or the man wearing them?
How's my little scout doing? You find out what's happening at Pickman Gallery?
Caffeine. If I'd had the money, I would have stopped and gotten you something, but I don't.
How do I even start? You know why they called it the Pickman Gallery?
No, that was the point of the whole job, remember? What are you trying to say?
Let's just say Pickman's art isn't gonna have much resale value once all those bodies start decaying.
Well, they say all artistic inspiration is ephemeral, am I right? Wish I could say that was the most twisted thing I've ever heard of, but it ranks up there. Top 3. I'll put the word out. Tell people to stay clear of that area. Hiring you is definitely one of my better moments. Here, spend the money in good health.
That was a bit anticlimactic.
Keep your nose out of my business.
I was planning on trying when I finish this.
Hey,
Hancock.
go ahead. What's the word?
A new player and a good neighbor. Hello,
I wonder what I have to do to get Hancock. Do you remember? I need to know if I need to reload my game because I was supposed to reply some other way with Pikmin.
I could have handled Finn, you know.
Yeah, but it's better if people know I can still get my hands dirty. Besides, it wasn't personal. No need to torture the guy.
You always keep me from having fun.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading online. I think her name starts with a B. Maybe it's Betsy No Nose. Morning, Darkface. How are you on this fine morrow? Where's Pikmin's gallery? We're doing the Pikmin gallery today. I'd forgotten until my game loaded and I saw where we were. Terrible, just terrible. I hate coffee. It is not a good flavor. Oh. You don't wish for coffee and you know it. Just to bring everybody. Which patterns are those? The quilting ones? Since I'm doing this character a little different, I might just hang on to it as a just in case. But I never really do melee at all. I'm perfectly happy with my Overseer's Guardian.
Fucking hell. Fuck.
My wife does
This is really bad.
melee when necessary, but I've never found it necessary.
This is
I mean, even when I'm up close, I'll just burn through some bullets because I start saving them up before I even get the ability to use them.
What's up, bitch?
Oh, somebody sounds grumpy.
dead already.
Yeah, why would I do that when nobody's doing anything to me? Yeah, pretty much. I remember I was reading an article where somebody had just gotten the game and was basically going, what the heck, let's give this a shot. And play, that was my phone, sorry.
Hear that?
I said it was my phone. Basically, what the heck, and they played as a girl,
Sure you saw something?
and they were so averse to, like, name-calling girls that they couldn't even, like, finish the game.
I know you're
They
here.
had to stop it after just a little while
Must have a concussion.
because they just couldn't deal with the Raiders calling their character a bitch when she was female. When it was a guy, he didn't have any problem, but
What the fuck was that?
very interesting. Okay. I forgot my phone and my boss tried to call me, so I'm actually going to check this message. No, I can't. It was my mom. Yeah, Raiders are a bit on the rude side, as I'm sure we will find out in great depth when we go to Nuka World. That's not for a while.
This is bullshit. Come on,
Everything's
fight.
starting to sound like footsteps these days. You guys got me stirred up over nothing.
I was gonna sell some stuff while I was in Good Neighbor, checking with Hancock, but I forgot it. Now I'm over encumbered, and it's gonna be a very long walk back. Let's see if I can break a ton.
Shh. You hear that?
I didn't hear nothing.
Just noise. Just noise.
Somebody puppy dog.
You killed him!
I did? That explains a lot. There, I didn't need all those bullets anyway. Any plans for Memorial Day, Mr. FaZe? Heck, I don't even know if you live in the States. Well, happy birthday to your family member. My oldest brother invited us over to a bonfire that he has every year. But my wife has serious issues with mosquitoes, like a real actual medical condition. Although I will admit it is self-diagnosed, not medically diagnosed. But, like, if she gets bit by a mosquito, like, it'll swell up to, like, the size of a quarter. And if it's by a joint, it'll actually, like, ache and cause mobility issues. So, we haven't decided yet if we want to slather on the bug spray and go for it or not. Yeah, it's bad. First time she had the reaction, she looked like an alien out of Star Trek. She had, like, matching symmetrical bites on her forehead. But it's like mosquito sensitivity syndrome or something? I don't remember exactly. She actually found something online. Yeah, that's pretty much what it looked like. I don't know if you're familiar with Star Trek. She looked like a Bajoran. Because she had, like, a bump not quite above each eye. Welcome back, Fuzzy.
You sure you saw something?
Shit.
Well, I added the word sensitivity. I said mosquito sensitivity syndrome.
What's up?
I know, it's those black and white stripy ones are the worst. At least that's what I seem to recall. You would probably know better than I, so if you disagree, I'll let you be right this time. This time. Oh, this must be where that Master Locke was going. Yeah.
I'm just getting started. It's called shooting straight, Twitchy.
Did you actually find me? Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. Is it just me, or is it really laggy today? Maybe I'm just talking more than I need to. What do I have for foodstuffs? Iguana on a stick. I'm sorry.
Hickman!
Go to the dairy store for lunch and get some mellow yellow.
You sick bastard. Hickman!
I know, he needs to hire a housekeeper
Can't
or
hide forever,
something.
you sick bastard. What the hell was that? Time, boogeyman. Oh!
If cleanliness is next to godliness, then Pikmin must not be very godly. That's all I gotta say about that. Nobody's very good at multitasking. Oh my goodness, your poor Facebook. It'll only have 100 posts today instead of 200. He's just mad because I'm right. Let's see if these go somewhere else. Wonder if you could plow through there in a power armor. Do I? Are you just joking, or is there actually something going on? I know I tend to smell like meat when I sweat. Or dark face. He's learning things he never wanted to know. Actually, I have a shirt. I'm not wearing it today, but I have a shirt that says, "I dress myself. Thank you very much." It's got a picture of Ralph Wiggum on it. My 3-year-old loves it because his pajamas are on upside down. I know. See, here's the thing about me. This is my voice. I'm not like doing an affectation or anything. I sound normal to me. And my wife half the time can't tell when I'm joking. so I will be running with a joke and then people will think I'm serious.
What the fuck was that?
Nothing. I guess I just have to jump down that hole. Hope it doesn't bite me in the hiney. It's been so long since I've done this one. I actually once, in college, I have a degree in psychology, minored in counseling, and I actually had one time in college when we were doing the counseling course. Of course, he'd introduce a new technique from the textbook, and the teacher would, and then so you could try it, he would basically, one of the class members would pretend to have some sort of issue, and he would, so they'd pretend to have an issue, he'd pretend to counsel them to demonstrate the new technique, and they would just keep going until the new technique got a chance to be demonstrated. So the class nominates me one day for being the person with the mental issue, and so the best I could come up with was, I went to the circus with my dad, and one of the clowns went crazy in the clown car, had a fully automatic weapon with him in the clown car, opened fire on his fellow clowns, and my dad was caught by a stray bullet and died. So now I'm afraid of clowns. And we're going back and forth, the teacher and I, and one of my classmates raises her hand in the back of the class, and she says, I thought we weren't supposed to talk about stuff that really happened. And I had to explain to her that no, my dad was still alive and kicking, and had not in fact been murdered by clowns. And it was something that I had made up. But my voice always sounds like I'm serious. Which I would have made an attempt to sound serious then anyway, since, you know, I'm supposed to be pretending to have an issue so the teacher can counsel me. But still, it might say more about her than me. I had some rather special classmates in college. No, she was not the idiot lady. She was somebody else. And just to put that question in context for Dark Phase and anybody else who watches this in the future, there was a person in my class who graduated with me who made my degree feel cheaper just because she had the same one I did. She was always raising her hand and asking the most inane questions, which I don't mind. If somebody has issues, they should ask and get clarification, but she needed more clarification for everything, and it was a consensus amongst my class that we were wondering if the reason she kept managing to pass her classes was just so the teachers didn't have to deal with her again and again and again. Which is a horrible thing to be able to say, but it also doesn't make it any less true. Like in my college, at the university I graduated from, every single person has to do a senior research project of some sort. in the psychology department, we actually had to come up with and carry out a psychological experiment. We had to put together a presentation for the ethics panel, because all universities have an ethics panel these days. We had to get it approved. We had to seek out people to take part in our project. We had to go through all the steps, write up a research paper, just like we were seeking publication or something. And of course, none of this stuff gets published because an undergraduate usually doesn't, unless there's something really special going on, an undergraduate doesn't have that sort of stuff going on. I mean, it's just not in-depth enough to be something that would go in a major journal. But we kept going with it, and when we had to present our research to our fellows, the other people in that graduating class, and anybody else who happened to show up, because you could just be a random person walking off the street, decide you want to watch the psychology senior research defenses, and go do it. And you were at the end of everybody's little moment in the sun. They took questions, and any random, like I said, a random person off the street could walk in, take an interest, be like, I have a question for you, and you'd have to answer it, and that's how defenses work. We asked some questions of this lady, and her advisor actually answered them for her, because her comprehension wasn't there to understand what we were getting at with the questions. And I think the advisor just knew that it would be 10 times quicker and easier for everybody if she just handled it for the lady. And it was kind of infuriating to be, one of her classmates, because I don't know if she had issues mentally and she was just doing this for herself or something. I don't know. It's possible. And maybe the teacher was just throwing her a bone. But it was mildly infuriating to be in the same classes as her. And I know she wanted to go into social work, but I can't even remember her name. If you showed me a picture of her, I think I'd be able to say, yep, that's her, but I couldn't tell you what her name was or anything like that. I remember some of my people who I graduated with. There wasn't that many of us. I could regale you with stories of teachers who... I had one teacher who basically, he was a neurologist, an adjunct, because there was the leader of the department went on indefinite medical leave, which turned into retirement. So they had to scramble to fill some openings and stuff.
Can't hide forever.
So they hired as an adjunct a local neurologist who was teaching the behaviorism class, and I don't know how good of a neurologist the guy was, but I know he was not a good behaviorism teacher, and I didn't have much respect for him. So I probably should have tried harder, what with it being my college education that I was working on. But the fact that I couldn't have any respect for him kind of jaded me a bit, and I did not try terribly hard for his class. And at one point he called me out in front of everybody in the class, and he's like, as the only senior psychology student in this class, I expected better from you, and I'm a little disappointed. And I at least had the tact to not say, I wonder what the 6 other senior psychology students in this class have to say about that. Because literally half the class was senior psychology students who were graduating the same time I was. And he did not know that. And if you're going to call somebody out for that, that's like something. You should actually make sure that there's only one senior psychology student in your class. If you're going to pick someone out specifically for being the bad only senior psychology student in your class, let's just say it did not make me respect him anymore.
Finally got you, Pickman. Thought you could hunt and torture our people to your heart's content? I'm gonna enjoy killing you.
Perfect.
I kind of find Pickman to be an interesting character, so I generally let him live. The first time I ever played this game, with a character who is long gone, I killed him because I didn't realize I was supposed to have the option. So I just killed him because he was a person standing there.
Hey.
That was close. Thank you. Those
You're
people
welcome.
deserve worse than death.
Plus the fact that he only kills raiders, you know, it's kind of...
Why did they want you so badly?
A small disagreement. They objected to my hobby of collecting their heads. Let me repay you.
If he
What did you have in mind?
killed, like, normal people,
Nothing more.
I
If you
might
visit
have
my house
more of an
again,
issue with him, but
look
since
see
he
if
only
you
goes
might
after
need
raiders,
for Stanley,
I'm okay with
then you
letting
will
somebody
find
keep going
your
after
gratitude.
raiders.
You'll need this.
No, don't give me a key. I hate keys. Excuse me.
Perfect.
Yep, neither of us realized it was possible, but apparently when you first show up at the Drummond Diner... Yeah, I just picked it up. It was Astounding Tales. At the Drummond Diner, the first time you go up to it, there's Wolfgang, the raider, and Trudy about to have a firefight because her son can't afford to pay them for the chems they hooked him on. And I had no idea, and my wife found out on her survival character that she's broadcasting. If you want to check out Fuzzy Ismet on YouTube, she goes back and forth between Twitch and YouTube. If you apparently, if you you can negotiate a truce between Wolfgang and Trudy, and you can sell stuff to Wolfgang and sell stuff to Trudy outside the Drummond Diner, and have like more buyers available. Which is, I mean, I always just killed the guy because, you know, raiders are bad guys. But apparently, there is a point. You can actually have another purchaser available for your stoof. Yeah, I don't imagine you'd be on her good side if you were to take her up on it. I know she's always a lot nicer to me than she sounds with my wife's character who did that. Anything up here? That looks like a big no. Alright, gotta go back around to the front of Pickman's gallery and check out the picnic for Larry Bob or whatever. Apparently the way out is up there. And, Trash Can Carla gives you better prices when you flirt with her. If you choose the sarcastic reply the first time you ever see her. Ugh, excuse me. Okay. How do I get back to the front of Pickman's gallery? Must be behind it. I don't know, sometimes after a particularly big haul, I have to go all over the place to sell all my stuff. Like, an entire town can't afford to buy everything I have. I didn't do nothing, robot. I'm gonna check out Mean Pastries. I don't think I've ever been there.
Please step into the open all clear.
Oh my goodness. Time's fun when you're having flies. Well, I've got cats here. Oh, I miss the days when I could sneak better. I'll get there again. This character is still too new. I don't think I've hit level 20 yet. Where am I? 13. Where's your pie? Oh, no pie. Hi, kitty. You know, I'm not sure I've seen any kitty that wasn't that exact color pattern in this game. They should let you pet them like you can with the dogs in Skyrim. From what I understand, you can actually get a perfect pie. It's a function of your luck. And I saw a video on YouTube where a person, like, got their luck stat to 11 and then put on various items and, put on various items and took various drugs and things, and actually showed that it is possible to get one. I have never succeeded in getting one. I have a character with an 11 luck. I've still never succeeded in getting one. Maybe someday. I'm not going to go through a special effort to get one. I don't care that much. A really good glass. 2077. Like, shoot it with a rocket launcher and nothing happens. Yeah, see, it's just not that important to me. Apparently, I'm just wandering around now. Hey, more power to you. I gotta get back to Good Neighbor. It's the closest place with merchants who can help me unload my stuff. Not even 100% sure which direction Good Neighbor is in right now. Am I by Bunker Hill? Has this character found Bunker Hill? I'm gonna take that as a no. Okay, so Good Neighbor is south and a little bit west. So that's the direction I'm gonna head once I find a way off this roof. That's a good enough way. 'Cause I need to get Pickman's Blade. Alright. Which of these paintings looks like a picnic? We have a guy. We have another guy. Picnic for Stanley. You know, since that picture disappears from the wall, you should totally be able to, like, put it up somewhere. That picture should be added to your inventory. Apparently I only put it down here, but it'd be interesting to have a gallery of Pikmin's gallery. Oh, good thing this is almost over. I'm tired too. Not as tired as Fuzzy. Okay. Heading south and slightly west. We'll do the west first. Yeah, the only perfectly preserved pies I've ever gotten are the ones that are out of cabinets. I wonder if mute fruit would make a good pie. No, not always. They are occasionally found in diners and things. Because I have gotten like 3 pieces before, and I have never gotten one from a machine. Unless a NPC got them and put them down somewhere, but I don't think that happens. But they're occasionally in dinery type places. Got my tablet right here, let me look it up. I'm sure I could give a couple examples. Yeah, I think that today is a bit laggy. Okay, 1 slice can be found in a wall-mounted Edotronic in the Mechanist's lair. 2 can be found on the counter in Cappy's Cafe. 1 can be found above the entrance to Fizz Top Mountain. So, from the main game, they can only be found in Porta-Diners. But there is apparently 1 in the Mechanist, and 3 in Nuka World, according to the FalloutWikia.com. I know there's some because I've found them before. I can't guarantee that that's where they are, but there you go. Well, I'm not going to make it back to Good Neighbor before I have to get off and go mow the lawn. I think maybe next week, when I get to Good Neighbor, I will talk to Kent Connolly and start the Silver Shroud. You know what? I am right by Good Neighbor, so I'm gonna go and get the... Excuse me, go get that. I will get myself inside, so I will load in Good Neighbor. And then I will get off. I'm gonna miss you too, honey. I hope you have a good day. I can also tell you that apparently people have done searches to see if there's one in Vault 81, but I didn't click on that link, but it came up on the Google search thing. Alright, kids. It's time to bid you all a fond farewell. I will see you next week. Like, subscribe to anybody who is not watching this live, but watching it dead, I guess. And, we'll see where we can go. Oh, thanks, Bunches Dark. Bye-bye, everyone.